All right, I'm Phil, out here walking around in South Carolina, Clemson University, Roll Tide. Basically, for this reflection, I just kind of wanted to talk about a couple things that stuck out to me from last class. One of which was how we spoke about living like a weasel, and if that is something that you view as appropriate in your life or not. And I totally get what that author was speaking of. Chasing things 110%, but just the way my mind works, my perspective, I think putting so much focus on one thing can actually be damaging, because I don't want to limit myself to attacking things from one perspective, from one angle. I don't want to be one-dimensional in my thoughts or in my feelings. I think that can be really damaging, not only to yourself because of how you may approach things. It may limit your opportunities because you fail to look at things from somebody else's perspective, or you're so committed to the way you've chosen that you're unwilling to waver in that. Kind of like the example of when the weasel latched onto the eagle, and they later found that eagle with the skull of the weasel still on it. And yeah, it's admirable how that weasel was able to commit to its instinct, like we talked about in class, but also the fact that that weasel was so committed to that he died. He failed his objective just because he was so latched on, literally, to that eagle, that he died and rotted away. He was there for so long, clinging to that one dream that ultimately, didn't come true. So I'm worried about that for my own life, just in that one-dimensional aspect. Moving on, the other thing that kind of stood out to me, topic of self-care that our speaker spoke about, I also kind of feel like I tend to worry about others before I worry about myself, and that can affect my mentality and my outlook on life, and drain me emotionally. That's kind of been a problem I've had my whole life. I genuinely love to care for people and to look out for them, try and benefit their lives in any way possible, but as you continue and you do that, it just can drain you. Specifically for me, in one of my past relationships, me and the girl I was with, every day she would come back, after having a hard day, want to talk to me about it. And I would just hear all the bad things that were happening to her, and I would just cope with her frustration because I wanted to be there for her and care for her. But ultimately, I let so many things slide, just aggression towards me, just the way she treated me, that I excused because of the fact I knew she was hurting, and I didn't want to, I was taking care of her before I was taking care of myself, and it damaged me emotionally, ultimately ruined that relationship. And so just being able to take care of yourself first and prioritizing that, once I've learned to do that, it's really changed my outlook on how I approach everything else, and I'm able to even help people better now. So that's it.